Alright, so some of you might know I got banned in New World for 6 days because of the recent bug that Amazon had where you could transfer it to any server. Now, if you want a quick catch up, basically every single character could transfer it to any single server from any server. During a brief, or not brief, it was actually almost a 5 to 6 hour window from 8 p.m. PDT to 4 a.m. PDT, you could transfer from any world to any server, or any server from any server, basically. And this, again, happened for around 5 or 6 hours. A lot of people did it. I would estimate over 1,000 people minimum did it. And including me, I'm not gonna lie, I did do it, and I did it on stream, most importantly, because it was content and it was absolutely peak watching the downfall of New World. But I also want to talk about a little bit of problems that are going to come from this and what this actually means for the game going forward. So obviously I've been banned for 6 days. I'm going to make YouTube content. Streams might be a little bit on vacay until I get unbanned, because I don't want to really circumvent the ban. I'm not built like that. But the funny part about this is that the economies are going to be ruined. The transfers, we don't know. They're probably going to roll them back. We'll see how that goes and if that introduces any new bugs. But to say the least, this isn't a ban. This is effectively a suspension for anyone. So I've been suspended. Thousands of other people have been suspended, basically to manually get reverted back to their previous state. So the developers don't have an automated system to roll back transfers for a set period. So that is why the suspension has been increased from 2 days to 6 days. It was 2 days because they didn't know how many people had done it. They increased it to 6 days because obviously that many influx of players had transferred in that 5-hour window that they had to buy more time effectively to go on and manually revert player states. And so it is kind of in a way is a rollback, but it's more of a manual partial rollback on certain elements. So you'll see trade posts being cleaned up a little bit here and here, but the symptom or the actual problem here is that this has set a precedent going forward, and not only is this a first time for console players, it is effectively going to set the precedent that this game has not improved since launch. It has the same fundamental flaws. The developers don't know how to make the game. Scott Lane is a bad developer that should be resigned, or should resign. And the fact of the matter is, they said they had a robust safety net in place for these servers to allow this to not happen. And that is quite literally the opposite of what has happened in a matter of 3 days of the season launching, which is astonishingly record-breaking. It is actually fascinating how you can break your word on a massive update within 3 days, all because you wanted to fix amulet predictions. Now, I'm not trying to get unbanned. I deserve my ban. I was a cheeky fuck, right? I did that with the full intent of knowing that I had the risk of getting temporarily suspended and temporarily banned. I did it on stream, over a 7-hour stream, and it was a fantastic stream. The drama was hilarious, it was entertaining, and I knew that me transferring from A to B would potentially get me suspended for a duration of time. But that said, this is also on the developers as much as it is on the players. No player should get permanently banned for this. That would be fucking a joke. But the developers should also take accountability, as I'm yet to see an apology from the developers about how bad this is. Going forward, you will not see massive retention. You will not see returning players in bigger updates, because this has set a precedent that New World Aeternum is the same old world that we had before, since 2021. The game has fundamentally, from the core, not changed to be more robust and ensure that players are, secure, and that this can't happen, as it clearly has, and is, in my opinion, one of the worst bugs we've had since late 2021 when the game came out. We haven't, I would say, throughout the whole of 2023 and 2024, we haven't had a bug this bad, not even close. The last time we had a bug this bad would have been December 2021 when we had a dupe exploit for the Winter Convergence update. That was the last time we had a bug this bad, when the first... actually, no, it would have been 2022 December, sorry, when the Winter Convergence came around the second time with Fresh Start on Brimstone, was when we had a dupe exploit. That was the last time we had a bug of this scale affect the game, affect the economies, affect the players, and, players did, including me, jump in and effectively exploit this feature, but it is still on the developers, and no player should be permanently banned. The temporary bans or whatever, but I also think 6 days might be a little bit too much. I was fine with a 2-day ban, but 6 days is kind of like, they need more time because obviously it's a manual process. They don't have any automated systems. And that is another point. It goes to show how fundamentally inferior their server infrastructure is, even though they hash out all these fancy words saying it's so great, it's robust, and safety nets and all this bullshit. When in turn, they don't have rollback systems, they don't have automatic server systems to roll back to data points, and they don't have any advanced server infrastructure, they don't have any sort of prevention method where it verifies the validity of an item on a server, such as a detriment musket being in the wrong place, it shouldn't be at the wrong time. This could simply be a true or false statement, and they don't even have that going for them. That is how much of an appalling game this is by a fundamentally dogshit development studio that should have sold the game or should have shut the game down a long time ago, because it is only going to bleed players from here on out, and that is the utter truth. If you want to invest money in this game, I would highly advise against it. I would play New World as a effectively time filler until a more promising game comes around. If you're looking forward to Chrono Odyssey, or you are looking forward to Dune Awakening, those are 2 games on the horizon that I am going to be checking out. Dune Awakening being in the near future in Q1, and it's going to be a very exciting game to play. But until then, use New World as a filler. Don't spend your money on the developers. They do not deserve your money. I'm guilty of buying a transfer during this period. Banned for spending money. It is kind of funny, and I do like that. It is fucking hilarious. But this is a very clear sign you should not invest in this game. They don't, respect you as a player. They have violated you. This is a violation. They violated us as the players by not even going on their word. Well, this is a classic AGS. They never go on their word. But for console players experiencing this for the first time, this is going to happen every time. This is literally, there will be bugs, and there will be things that surface after these partial rollbacks. The marketplaces will still have things that slipped through. It's always happened. Every time in the past, there has been duplicated items that slipped through. There's been players that have slipped through, and systems that still break, and even more so can create further bugs as a result of their actions. These developers, quite simply, have not graduated college, in my opinion. It is that fucking abysmal. I also just want to quickly tack in here, as I might have missed it out, it wasn't only people that transferred that got banned. If you created a factionless character on the PvP server, there is a high chance you also got banned. If you traded with anyone that came from another server, you also got banned. If you brought anything off the trade post that was there from a transferred character, you would have also been banned. If you were a console or a governor in a company where a console that transferred in put gold in your treasury, you would have also been banned. If you were potentially in a company that was related to someone that transferred in with a lot of gold, you also potentially could be banned. There are easily more than 1,000 players that have been banned, and it's not just from the transfers. And I wanted to add that point in there, as I almost forgot to add it when I was editing over the video. Anyways, I'm going to enjoy my vacation, as it is fucking hilarious. If you want to watch the VOD for that Twitch stream, it was absolute cinema. I'll leave it in the description, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.